Hey everybody, J-Man here. Let's talk about Silent Night, the John Woo movie. Brand new movie. I was excited to see what was going on with this one. It's John Woo, one of my favorite directors. Um, I actually love a lot of John Woo movies. And my favorite is probably Hard Boiled, to be honest. That was kind of the one that really got me, pumped. I got the soundtrack to that. I love that movie. Had it on VHS. Of course, the American productions, Hard Target. Me and my friends based our lives on Hard Target. Van Damme got an earring. I'm like, yep, that's why I've got this one. No, I got a second one, but he had the mullet. I was like, oh, gotta do my hair. We loved Hard Target. Broken Arrow, of course. Got the soundtrack to Broken Arrow, got the soundtrack to Hard Target, got the soundtrack to Face Off, had the poster of Face Off, poster of Broken Arrow, poster of Hard Target. But Hard Boiled's my favorite. I would say that his best film, though, is Red Cliff, and that's just because it's just so epic and amazing. It's really a masterpiece. If you have not seen Red Cliff, the full extended, full version, you definitely have to see that movie. Better Tomorrow 1 and 2. I think 2 was probably better than 1. I don't remember. I haven't seen those in a long time. Obviously, The Killer. What else? I mean, those Mission Impossible 2, which I thought was like kind of okay. I haven't seen that in a while either. He did a few other ones. I'm not going to go through the library of John Woo movies, or there's like 100. So anyway, I was looking forward to this movie. I do have some sad news to report. I was the only person in the theater. So I actually saw the first showing on opening night. First showing opening night, I was actually by myself in the theater. And it wasn't even playing in one of the bigger theaters. It was playing in one of the smaller ones. So I have been alone for other movies in the past, but never something that should be a bit higher, caliber than these other ones. Like I saw like Bad Moon by myself, and that's like a werewolf movie with Mariel Hemingway. Anyway, we're going to use my space system: story, pacing, artistry, characters, enjoyment. Each category gets a score between 0 and 2. 2 is the best you can get in any category. I need to explain something with this system of reviewing. This is what I use for my comics and movies and all that. I'm comparing the movie to itself. Every movie comes with a promise. This is Silent Night. This is John Woo. This is a revenge tale. So these tropes, these concepts come with a certain expectation from the viewer. So I'm expecting now to have great action set pieces, very memorable fights. I need it to be gritty, emotional. I want like the cool music. I want the slow motion, right? This is a John Woo revenge action thriller. So that's how I'm reviewing it. That's how I review all my movies and comics. I'm not comparing Silent Night with Godzilla -1, which I just saw. So Godzilla -1 is being compared to Godzilla movies and what you expect out of them. So that movie succeeds highly on what you're expecting from that genre, or not even genre, but that series or franchise. So if I'm reviewing a Fast and the Furious film, I'm comparing it to Fast and the Furious films and, action car movies, right? I'm not comparing Terrifier 2 to Silent Night. Like I would say Terrifier 2 is a near perfect slasher film, right? Halloween is a perfect slasher movie, 10 out of 10. So Die Hard 1 would be a 10 out of 10 kind of action thriller movie, right? This is Silent Night, John Woo, right? So it comes with expectations. So that said, let's get into it. Every category gets between 0 and 2. 2 is the best you can get. If I give a 1 in every category and the movie gets a 5 out of 10, that's a pass. That's a pass for that genre. Now that could be disappointing, and it would be. If I give a 5 out of 10, if I gave Godzilla a 5 out of 10, you'd be like, oh man, I expected more out of a Godzilla movie, right? That's how you think about it. So I'm going to give the storyline a 1. It is a basic storyline. 1 means I liked it. The storyline was okay. So 0 is awful, 1 is okay, 2 is amazing. And then you could do a 0.5 if you need to go up or down. So I'm going to give it a 1. The story is okay. There's a gang. There's a gang shooting. They're fighting each other. This kid gets killed. His father then runs after them. He gets injured. His throat is injured, so he loses the ability to speak. And then him and his wife kind of like fall apart. And he wants to kill all of the gang members to get revenge. that's sort of the basic premise and story. I feel that I didn't give it any more than a one because it is a bit of a generic story. It's a revenge story. It's generic. What more can you do? I don't think they elevated it. You can get a higher score if it's a revenge story, but I don't think they elevated the story very much other than that very basic sense. For the pacing, I'm gonna have to give the pacing a one as well. There's this movie was an hour and 45 minutes, and there could be at least probably like 15 minutes easily to cut out. This could have been 90, maybe even 85 minutes. It runs really long for me in the beginning. I understand they're trying to establish this character in this guy's life and all that, but it's sort of the we get it. Can we move on with this? There's montages of him doing stuff, and you're just like, the montage was enough. Like you could have done the montage and that was it. I almost would have preferred if the mother wasn't even there, because the woman being there just served no purpose. Like she didn't seem that upset. At some point, I was even questioning, is she even the mom of this kid? Because she doesn't seem as upset over it. Maybe she wasn't the mom. I don't even know. I think she was, but I don't know. It's just they shouldn't have even had it. It should have just been a father and son. That would have made it more powerful, anyways. For the artistry, this is where I'm a little bit disappointed. I have to give the artistry a one. I felt that most of the action takes place at night, and it's very dark and you can't see a lot of it. So that just took me right out of this picture. Some of the action sequences in the very, very, very beginning were cool and somewhat kind of shot in a cooler way. John Woo he did use the slow motion. He can shoot action very well when he wants to, but I feel that the darkness of this really took away from it. I do like the idea that there's no dialogue. There's almost, I would say there's like, maybe one or two lines. That's it. There's no dialogue. Nobody speaks. So it is silent. It's a silent movie, but only in dialogue. Obviously there's sound effects and car effects and shooting sounds and whatever, but just the characters speaking. Nobody speaks dialogue. Interesting. It's a very interesting. I was going to give it a 1.5, but then I was going to give it a 0.5 because you couldn't see what was going on for most of it. Now, it could be my theater, I don't know, but it wasn't shot in the way that John Woo normally shoots action that I'm used to. So I feel that it just didn't live up to that in the artistry category. For the characters category, I'm going to give it a 1 as well because I do like, I can't remember the guy's name who plays Rick Flag. I forgot his name. The lead actor is fine. He's very good. But he doesn't have anything to say. So we have to, get on his side just through what happened. And we are on his side. Like, definitely his son getting killed was bullshit. We're for sure on his side. But the villain is very weak. He just seems really pathetic. Like, I just feel like, just kill this guy. Like, he has an opportunity to kill him early on, but he's like interacting with kids or something. I don't, why is he interacting with kids? I don't get it. I guess he was just trying to be like, yeah, I'm with the community or something, and he was selling drugs, I think, to some of the kids. I don't know. So a 1. Enjoyment factor, I'll give it a 1. I liked it. It was okay. Do I recommend it? Maybe if you're a John Woo fan. So ultimately, I'm giving this a 5 out of 10. The thing is, there's a lot of points where I'm like, why is this happening? Like, he captures one guy to get some information from him about the gangs and how they operate. But he's so stupid. He leaves the guy there and the knife is there and the guy just gets free and then there's this big fight. And I understand that the main character is just an everyman. He's not like an ex-CIA agent or something. Yeah, but you don't need to be an ex-CIA agent or cop to understand that that's stupid, right? Like, why would you leave the guy there? Like, and then this detective who's working the case gets information from the guy, and he comes to help him at the end, and it's like, well, why did you come on your own without a bulletproof vest? Like, why don't you have backup? Like, I don't. It's just like so dumb. Why don't we come with a bunch of people? And then there's, like the main character finds out all this stuff about the gangs and gives it to the cops, and it's like, oh, here's what you should have been doing. You should have known this. I think the police typically know who the gang members are, what their position in the gang is. I think the cops know all this. I think the problem is that they can't get to them. And if they arrest them, it doesn't stick. I think that's the problem with the gang violence. Not that the police don't know who the members of the gang are, it's just that they can't get anything to stick. People don't want to testify. Witnesses don't step forward. There's not enough evidence, right? The person, if there's a gang war and gangs are killing each other, it's not like the victim's family is going to do anything either. So it just becomes a cold case, right? Like they don't investigate it. So I don't know what the movie, it was just, that was weird. So a lot of weird things. I mean, I don't want to sound too negative. I'm only disappointed because it's John Woo. If this wasn't a John Woo movie and it was just like a straight to video action movie, then I would say it's pretty fun at times. But overall, I expected a lot more out of John Woo just based on his track record and who he is. So again, it's a 5 out of 10 John Woo movie. You know, it might be a 6 or 7 out of 10 average action movie. So take that for what you will. But for the name of John Woo and for the actors involved and for the concept was great. I expected a lot more. So there. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are, guys. If you enjoy my rating system and how I do stuff, please like the video and consider subscribing. I've just been monetized, which is great. It's been 11 years of me on YouTube. I had to delete a lot of videos to get to the monetization. So memberships are up as well for if you want to support the channel in that way. But that is it. All right, everybody. Until next time.